All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. PM Narendra Modi chairs 37th Pragati meeting. Stresses on timely completion of projects. Union Cabinet approves highest ever fair and remunerative price of 290 rupees per quintal for sugarcane. Government to brief floor leaders of political parties on current situation in Afghanistan this morning. World Bank halts funding of projects in Afghanistan following Taliban's takeover of the country. Central government approves Indian Banks Association's proposal to increase family pension to 30% of last salary drawn. Government to launch e-Shram portal, national database on unorganized workers today. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia urges states and union territories to rationalize VAT on aviation turbine fuel. President Ramnath Kovind to arrive in Lucknow today on a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. 3-day mega tourism event, Ladakh, New Start, New Goals, to begin today at Leh. COVID vaccination coverage in country crosses 60 crore mark. And in cricket, England to resume their first innings against India at overnight score of 120 for no loss in third test at Headingley. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the meeting of the 37th edition of Pragati, the ICT-based multimodal platform for proactive governance and timely implementation involving centre and state governments. In a meeting, 9 agenda items were taken for review, including 8 projects and 1 scheme. Among the 8 projects, 3 projects each from the Ministry of Railways and Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and 2 projects from the Ministry of Power were reviewed. These projects have a total cost of 1,26,000 crore rupees concerning the states of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Manipur and Delhi. The Prime Minister stressed on the significance of timely completion of these projects during the interaction. Mr. Modi reviewed the scheme of One Nation, One Ration Card. He asked the officials to explore the multiple utilities of the technological platform developed under the scheme to ensure provision of a wide array of benefits to the citizens.
The Union Cabinet has approved the highest ever fair and remunerative price of 290 rupees per quintal of sugarcane. Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Minister Piyush Goyal said this decision will benefit 5 crore sugarcane farmers and their dependents. He said this will be immensely beneficial to 5 lakh workers employed in sugar mills and related ancillary activities.
फेयर एंड रेम्यूनरेटिव प्राइस FRP जो शुगर केन पे दिया जाता है उसको बढ़ाकर अब 290 रुपए प्रति क्विंटल करने का निर्णय लिया गया जो 10% रिकवरी के ऊपर आधारित होगा। जब रिकवरी 10% से अधिक हो जाती है तो उसका प्रोपोर्शनेट 0.1% इंक्रीज के लिए हर 0.1% इंक्रीज के लिए अधिकांश 2 रुपए 90 पैसे प्रति क्विंटल और दिया जाता है और न्यूनतम बेसिक जो प्राइस मिलती है उसको भी 9.5% पर रोका गया है कि 9.5% से कम अगर किसी किसान का रिकवरी होती है तो 9.5% पे ही आधारित उनको 275 रुपए 50 पैसे प्रति क्विंटल उनको भी मिलेगा अगर 9.5% से नीचे भी हो तो।
Home Minister Amit Shah has thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for increasing the fair and remunerative price for sugarcane farmers. He said the Modi government has taken many important steps from time to time for the prosperity and empowerment of farmers. He said that this decision taken in the direction of smooth farming, self-reliant farmer will increase the export of sugar and production of ethanol, which will increase the income of sugarcane growers.
Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj S. Bommai has announced the formation of a committee to work out a strategy to double the farmers' income. He was speaking to the media in Bengaluru yesterday after meeting with Ashok Dalwai, the CEO of Rain-Fed Area Authority, who heads the National Committee on Doubling Farmers' Income. The Chief Minister said that a strategy will be worked out to double the farmers' income based on the roadmap laid down by the Committee on Doubling Farmers' Income. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will brief floor leaders of political parties on the present situation in Afghanistan at Parliament House Annex in New Delhi today. The minister tweeted that in view of developments in Afghanistan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has instructed Ministry of External Affairs to brief the floor leaders of political parties. The meeting is scheduled to take place at 11 a.m. We have a report.
The government briefing is expected to focus on its evacuation mission from Afghanistan as well as its assessment of the situation. So far, more than 600 people have been evacuated from Afghanistan after Taliban took over that country. India evacuated the people on several flights from Kabul, Dushanbe and Doha. India's mission to evacuate its citizens from Kabul has been named as Operation Devi Shakti. The government has said that it is committed to the safe evacuation of Indians stranded in Afghanistan. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The World Bank has halted funding for projects in Afghanistan after the Taliban seized control of the country. It cited concerns over how the Taliban's takeover will affect the country's development prospects, especially for women. The decision by the World Bank to suspend payments to Afghanistan is the latest financial blow to the country's new government. Last week, the IMF announced that Afghanistan will no longer be able to access the global lenders' resources. Since 2002, the Washington-based World Bank has committed more than $5.3 billion for reconstruction and development projects in Afghanistan. The central government has approved the Indian Banks Association's proposal to increase the family pension to 30% of last salary drawn in order to provide relief to families of bank employees. This move will make family pension go up to as much as 30,000 rupees to 35,000 rupees per family of bank employees. This was announced by Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Debashish Panda, at a press meet addressed by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in Mumbai yesterday. Mr. Panda also announced that the contribution of employer public sector banks in the National Pension Scheme for employee pensions is also hiked to 14% from the earlier 10%.
The government will launch eShram Portal National Database on Unorganized Workers, NDUW today. The portal will maintain a database of workers in the country's unorganized sector. Unveiling the logo for the eShram portal, Labour and Employment Minister Bhupendra Yadav said that the targeted identification of unorganized workers was a much-needed step. He said the national database of nation builders, the Shram Yogis, will help take welfare schemes to their doorstep. Mr. Yadav said targeted delivery and last-mile delivery has been a major focus of the schemes of the government, and the eShram portal is another key step towards that. All trade union leaders have welcomed the move and extended their full support for the successful launch and implementation of the eShram portal. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has urged the states and union territories to rationalize value-added tax VAT on aviation turbine fuel across all airports within the range of 1 to 4%. The price of ATF is a major component of the operating cost of airlines. He has written a letter to 22 states and UTs in this regard. Mr. Scindia asked them to take forward common intention to boost air travel and connectivity in the state with a view to accelerate economic development. Citing examples of progressive states such as Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Sikkim and Telangana, the minister wrote that they have brought down the VAT to 1% and even below. As a result, they have seen a substantial rise in the number of aircraft movements in their states.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. PM Narendra Modi chairs 37th Pragati meeting, stresses on timely completion of projects. Union Cabinet approves highest ever fair and remunerative price of 290 rupees per quintal for sugarcane. Government to brief floor leaders of political parties on current situation in Afghanistan this morning. World Bank halts funding of projects in Afghanistan following Taliban's takeover of the country. Central government approves Indian Banks Association's proposal to increase family pension to 30% of last salary drawn. Government to launch eShram portal national database on unorganized workers today. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia urges states and union territories to rationalize VAT on aviation turbine fuel. President Ramnath Kovind to arrive in Lucknow today on a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. 3-day mega tourism event Ladakh New Start, New Goals to begin today at Leh. COVID vaccination coverage in country crosses 60 crore mark. And in cricket, England to resume their first innings against India at overnight score of 120 for no loss in third test at Headingley. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
President Ramnath Kovind will arrive in Lucknow today on a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. During this visit, the President will take part in various programs in Lucknow, Gorakhpur and Ayodhya. Here is a report from our correspondent.
President Ramnath Kovind will reach Lucknow this afternoon and will remain in the state capital for next 2 days. The President will grace the 9th convocation of the Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar University in Lucknow today evening. He will also lay the foundation stone of Savitribai Phule Girls Hostel in the university. Tomorrow, the President will unveil a statue of Dr. Sampoornanand, former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, and inaugurate an auditorium at the Captain Manoj Pandey Sainik School in Lucknow. On the same day, he will also grace the 26th convocation of Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences, Lucknow. On August 28, the President will leave for Gorakhpur, and after taking part in a function, he will come back to Lucknow same day. On August 29, the President will visit Ayodhya by train from Lucknow, where he will launch various projects related to the development of the city. The President will also visit the construction site of Sri Ram Temple and perform puja. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
A 3-day mega tourism event, Ladakh New Start, New Goals, will begin today at Leh. Lieutenant Governor R.K. Mathur and Union Tourism and Culture Minister G. Kishan Reddy will address the event, which is aimed at promoting Ladakh as a tourist destination with focus on aspects of adventure, culture and responsible tourism. A report from our Leh correspondent.
Tourism Ministry has been promoting Ladakh in domestic and international markets through various campaigns and initiatives like Dekho Apna Desh. To take the campaign further wider, Ladakh New Start, New Goals event organized to provide indigenous product knowledge to the industry stakeholders. The event also will be platform to local stakeholders for interaction with tour operators, buyers from rest of the country. As part of the event, a B2B session was inaugurated by Leh Hill Council CEC Tashi Gelson on Wednesday, while Tourism Culture Minister G. Kishan Reddy slated to participate virtually in the inaugural today. Ladakh Lieutenant Governor R.K. Mathur, along with local elected representatives, tourism officials and foreign ambassadors to India, participate physically. During the event, a tourism vision for Ladakh, a document focusing on overall development of Ladakh, would be unveiled. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
The country's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed a significant milestone of 60 crore doses. Union Health Ministry said more than 46 crore vaccine doses have been administered as first dose and over 13 crore vaccine doses given as second doses so far. The ministry said more than 66 lakhs vaccine doses were administered yesterday. It said the vaccination exercise is a tool to protect the most vulnerable population groups in the country from COVID-19 continues to be regularly reviewed and monitored at the highest level.
In Madhya Pradesh, more than 22 lakh people were vaccinated across the state on the first day of the mega vaccination campaign yesterday. The state government is organizing a 2-day mega vaccination drive, that is on 25th and 26th of August. Today, the mega vaccination drive is being conducted to administer the second dose of the vaccine. More details from our Bhopal correspondent.
On the first day of the mega vaccination drive, there was immense enthusiasm in the public towards vaccination. State government achieved the target of more than 22 lakh vaccination against the set target of about 20 lakh people on first day of the drive. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, while launching mega vaccination campaign, said that the government has set target of September 21st to vaccinate all the eligible people of the state with first dose of the vaccine, and by December 21st, all the eligible people should get the second dose of the vaccine. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today we bring the story of Subodh Roy. He was the youngest member of the revolutionary team of the famous Chittagong Armory raid. Subodh Roy was popularly known as Jhunku Roy. He was born in 1915 in Chittagong. Roy was a revolutionary socialist influenced by the Indian independence movement. In 1930, leader of the Revolutionary Indian Republican Party, Surya Sen, planned the raid on British armories in Chittagong. The plan included capturing of two main armories and loot the imperial banks at Chittagong to gather money for further uprisings and to free the jailed revolutionaries.
On 18th of April, the plan was executed. One group also captured the European Club's headquarters. The revolutionaries gathered outside the police armory, where Sen took a military salute, hoisted a national flag, and proclaimed the Provisional Revolutionary Government. The revolutionaries left Chittagong town before dawn and marched towards the Chittagong Hill ranges, looking for a safe place to hide. In a few days, they were captured by the police. Subodh Roy was in the first batch to be sentenced. After the trial, Roy was deported to the cellular jail in Port Blair in 1934.
ऐ शहीद मुल्क मिल्लत मैं तेरे ऊपर निसार अब तेरी हिम्मत का चर्चा गैर की महफिल में वक्त आने दे बता देंगे तुझे आसमां हम अभी से क्या बताएं क्या हमारे दिल में है.
After the release from jail in 1940, he joined politics and became a member of the Communist Party of India.
26th of August is also the death anniversary of freedom fighter Dr. Narayan Subbarao Hardikar, who founded the Congress Seva Dal. Hardikar was born in Dharwad in 1889 to Subbarao and Yamunabai. He studied medicine at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Calcutta, and then went to America for higher education. Hardikar met Lala Lajpat Rai in America and became his close associate. As his colleague, Hardikar became active in many political activities in America. He was the president of the Hindustan Association of America. He organized an Indian Students' Convention in Chicago and joined the Home Rule League founded by Lalaji. With Lalaji, he published a journal, Young India. During his stay in America and Canada, he apprised the Indians living there about India's freedom struggle.
Hardikar participated in several movements during the freedom struggle. Congress launched Flag Satyagraha in protest against the atrocities of the British police on the flag procession and insult of national flag. The movement was launched at Nagpur under Dr. Hardikar. He went to jail many times. During this time, Hardikar thought of an organization of disciplined and trained youth of strong character. Consequently, Seva Dal was formed in the Kakinada session of the Congress on 27 December 1923. The Dal played a stellar role in the civil disobedience movement.
In 1925, Dr. Hardikar published a monthly journal named Volunteer and devoted himself to the cause of the Seva Dal entirely. Dr. Hardikar was a two-term Rajya Sabha MP from 1952 to 1962. He was conferred the Padma Bhushan in 1958. Dr. Hardikar died on 26th of August 1975. To commemorate his birth centenary, the Department of Posts issued a commemorative stamp in his honor in 1989.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Gujarat is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav by organizing various programs throughout the state. Teams of Border Security Force had performed daredevils motorcycle stunts at Sabarmati riverfront in Ahmedabad yesterday evening. More from our correspondent.
Women and men motorcycle teams of BSF had performed daredevil stunts at Sabarmati riverfront yesterday. The world-famous Jhabas group of men and Seema Bhavani group of women had mesmerized the people of Ahmedabad by their heart-beating motorcycle stunts. Speaking on this occasion, the Gujarat Minister of State for Home, Pradeep Singh Jadeja, said that BSF is the first line of defense of the country and we are proud of them.
साबरमती नदी के तट पर इन कार्यक्रमों को लोगों ने भारत माता की जय के नारे से उनका स्वागत किया। ये साबरमती नदी के इस किनारे पर हुआ जहां पर महात्मा गांधी जी ने अंग्रेजों देश छोड़ो की हाकल की थी और हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जिन क्षेत्र को अपना कार्यक्षेत्र बनाया था, इसी रिवर फ्रंट से इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजन बदल बीएसएफ के सब जवानों को हृदयपूर्वक हार्दिक बधाई।
योगेश पंड्या, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
As part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, All India Radio News will broadcast the heroic story of Bhima Nayak, a brave soldier of Nimar region in Madhya Pradesh, who fought valiantly against the British in the freedom movement. Titled Veer Gatha in Hindi, the first episode will go on air on Thursday at 4:45 p.m. in the Parikrama program. Veer Gatha will be broadcast every Thursday at 4:45 p.m. in Parikrama. Keep listening to All India Radio News and join us in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर आकाशवाणी समाचार के कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में 26 अगस्त गुरुवार को शाम 4:45 पर सुनिए देश की आजादी की लड़ाई में अपना अमूल्य योगदान देने वाले मध्य प्रदेश के निमाड़ अंचल के रणबांकुरे भीमा नायक की वीर गाथा।
As part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is celebrating Iconic Week. A number of programs will mark the celebrations of the Iconic Week today. Doordarshan will broadcast Azadi Ka Safar at 8:55 a.m. and Naye Bharat Ka Sagar, Diplomacy for the People at 7 p.m. on DD News. A special program, India Ideas, will be broadcast at 8 p.m. on DD India. A documentary named Merger of Princely States will be broadcast at 6 p.m. on DD National. The Bureau of Outreach Communication will organize outreach programs at Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Bhubaneswar, Chandigarh, Dehradun, Guwahati, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Pune, Patna, Raipur, Ranchi, Shillong and Jaipur. The Songs and Drama Division will be organizing 100 programs across the country today. The Publication Division will organize book exhibitions in Mumbai, Kolkata, Lucknow and Ahmedabad. A book cover designing competition will be organized through MyGov web portal. National Film Development Corporation will stream the film Ek Ghar by director Girish Kasaravalli on its website cinemasofindia.com for 24 hours today. National Film Archives of India will inaugurate virtual poster exhibitions. Films Division will organize an online film festival titled Ratnas of India from today till August the 28th on its website filmsdivision.org and its YouTube channel.
And now on to sports. England were comfortably placed at 120 for no loss at stumps against India on the first day of third cricket test at Headingley last night. The hosts are having a slender lead of 42 runs. Earlier, India were bowled out for 78 in just 40.4 overs in their first innings as English pacers played havoc. India had taken a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series after trouncing England by 151 runs at Lord's.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi may witness partly cloudy sky. It recorded 27 degrees Celsius as the minimum temperature, while maximum will be around 36 degrees. Mumbai is predicted to have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum and maximum temperatures will hover between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius. Chennai is likely to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will vary between 25 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the city was 27 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 35. Hyderabad is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 22 degrees, while the maximum may go up to 32 degrees Celsius. Bengaluru is expected to witness a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain. The temperature will hover between 21 and 29 degrees Celsius. Thiruvananthapuram is forecast to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be 24 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Guwahati may have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Imphal is also likely to have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature 21, maximum will be 27 degrees. Shillong may have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain. The temperature will move from a minimum of 17 to a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. Aizawl is also predicted to have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Kohima may have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Itanagar is likely to have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Gangtok may have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Temperature will hover between 18 and 21 degrees Celsius. And Agartala will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. It recorded a minimum temperature of 25 and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius is expected.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. India nears vax milestone, at least one jab to 50% adults, headlines Hindustan Times. COVID cases shoot up in Kerala, 215 die on Wednesday, reports The Pioneer. Inoculate all teachers by September 5, Centre directs states, writes The Tribune. States to get 2 crore doses for teachers, reports The Statesman. Taliban to let Afghans leave after August 31, confirms German envoy after meeting Taliban Deputy Chief Negotiator, reports The Asian Age. Hindustan Times quotes Chief of Defence Staff as saying that India is concerned about terrorist activity in Afghanistan spilling over into the country, but contingency plans to deal with it are in place. Government clears all 9 names for Supreme Court judges, recommended by the Supreme Court Collegium, reports The Hindu. The Times of India has prominently noted the Supreme Court's concern over unexplained delays on the part of CBI and ED in completing probes.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. PM Narendra Modi chairs 37th Pragati meeting, stresses on timely completion of projects. Union Cabinet approves highest ever fair and remunerative price of 290 rupees per quintal for sugarcane. Government to brief floor leaders of political parties on current situation in Afghanistan this morning. World Bank halts funding of projects in Afghanistan following Taliban's takeover of the country. Central government approves Indian Banks Association's proposal to increase family pension to 30% of last salary drawn. Government to launch e-Shram portal, national database on unorganized workers today. Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia urges states and union territories to rationalize VAT on aviation turbine fuel. President Ramnath Kovind to arrive in Lucknow today on a 4-day visit to Uttar Pradesh. 3-day mega tourism event Ladakh, New Start, New Goals to begin today in Leh. COVID vaccination coverage in the country crosses 60 crore mark, and in cricket, England to resume their first innings against India at overnight score of 124 no loss in third test at Headingley. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.